In my last video, I talked about the crucifixion being a certain fact, but what about the resurrection 3 days later? Because if that never happened, then Christianity is just fake, full stop. So, how do we know the resurrection is real? First off, historians can do a lot of things, like evaluate what people believed, what they experienced, and which explanations best fit certain data. But what they certainly can do is prove miracles. What we do know from history is this. Jesus was crucified and buried. We know this from last video. Go ahead and watch it if you want. The tomb was then proclaimed to be empty in Jerusalem, where it could be checked. And that claim appears in multiple independent sources. It was reportedly discovered by women, which is already something you wouldn't want to make up. And then the Jewish priests started accusing the disciples of stealing the body, which means they indirectly acknowledged that the tomb was empty. A lot of skeptics also confirm the idea that people knew the tomb was empty, which further solidifies the case. We also know the disciples actually believed they saw Jesus alive. We have claims of him appearing in large groups, we have claims of him appearing at different times and different places, and we even have claims of him doing physical interactions like eating and touching. This belief would then transform followers into public witnesses. It began after the crucifixion and was centered on actual bodily resurrection, not just visions. These disciples were then willing to suffer and die for what they saw. And of course, people die for mistaken beliefs all the time, but they will never die for things they know they fabricated themselves. That shows that the disciples were sincere eyewitnesses, and it rules out intentional lies. The resurrection was then proclaimed extremely early, in fact, too early for it to be a made-up legend. Legends generally form centuries after the events they describe, when no eyewitnesses are left. Paul's creed in 1 Corinthians dates it within 2 to 5 years of the crucifixion, also lists named witnesses, and then invites verification by saying most of the witnesses are still alive, kind of as if Paul was trying to say, you could come and check it for yourself. No legend would form that quickly, especially not under hostile scrutiny. So these are the 5 facts that we know from